Gucci Mane. He sat down on a recent interview, him and his wife, Keyshia Ka'oir, and they were talking about that he is schizophrenic. Now, I did not know about this. Obviously, I don't think a lot of people knew about this because he is actually releasing or has released his new book. It's called Episodes, The Diary of a Recovering Madman. And so when I heard the title, I was like, schizophrenic episodes. And I was like, damn, that's really deep for him to take lemons and turn them into lemonade, because a lot of people, when you hear about schizophrenia or any type of mental illness, they automatically put a stigma on it. They automatically start jumping to conclusions. Mm-hmm. And so hearing Keyshia break down the details of how she can even spot when he's going through an episode, how the one episode that he had on social media, she has now made sure that she is protecting him from that. So my hat goes off to her on that. She changes his password. She logs him out of social media. She deletes it off his phone. Whatever precautionary steps she has to take in order for him to avoid going crazy or manic on social media, she is doing it. So hats off to her, because that's a real wife who really cares about her household and her husband.
That's right.
She even said that sometimes he gets a little angry with her. He'll stop talking to her. She'll say, "Why are you not talking to me?" He'll say, "I have nothing to say." And she's like, "Well, that's not how you talk to your wife." So I get it. And when you deal with someone who has mental illness, you have to make sure you are handling them softly and be precautious with them, because if you're not, you can possibly trigger them to go into another episode. She also shared, Carmen, that she gave him or offered him $1 million not to do the verses with Jeezy. But he didn't take it, obviously.
Right.
What you think about all of this? It's so much to get into.
It was so much. I also commend her for sticking it out with him, understanding what his mental health issues are, and then helping him get through those challenges, because it is rough.
It is.
That $1 million, first of all, I like that she could offer him $1 million.
Exactly.
And then he was like, nah. And I'm glad that he did that, because I think that one, verses was important to the culture. Mm-hmm. It also helped give everybody some entertainment during COVID.
Right.
But specifically Jeezy and Gucci's beef, I think that it was good for the culture for them to do that verses, and then for us to see that they squashed it and everybody moved on. Mm-hmm. I think that it is amazing that we did not know till now that he was schizophrenic.
I know.
Bipolar. But it explains a lot, because I just recently looked at those tweets again. And he was definitely sad.
He was crashing out.
He was crashing out?
Yeah.
And it also makes me wonder, how many people in the world are actually walking around here with undiagnosed mental health issues.
Yes. And another thing that he shared was that there were a lot of friends that were around him that were either taking money from him, jewelry from him, or he was just giving it away. But a lot of them, he helped put them in positions that they're in now, and they don't even reach back out to him. They don't check on him. And it's crazy, because Kim also shared recently that she would come home and Kanye would just give away their Bentleys.
Right.
Like, what are you doing, sir?
Right.
And so the fact that both of them have those similar behaviors, thank God that Keyshia Ka'oir is in the position mentally, emotionally, and physically to put him in a place, in a space where he can be okay, and he has that safe space and he's protected.
I wonder what the difference was for how she could step in versus how Kim could step in, whether it was a personal choice or whether or not they had different people around them that were controlling certain things.
Right.
Because as a wife, it was absolutely her duty to do those things.
Absolutely.
Because she's protecting him from himself.
Right.
But it sounded like at some point during Kim and Kanye's, marriage together, like she was so affected by his behavior, the whole family, that I wondered how much control she had if she could take his phone and erase all of his social media.
Right.
Could she actually get him in a car and take him to the hospital? Now, there is a documentary out where I see some clips where he's going off on the mom, Chris, about being in the hospital. And I wonder how what steps it took in order for that to happen and to get him to stay, or if he was always able to just check himself out. Like, how much control did she have or did she take advantage of to help protect him from himself during that time?
And then the other thing is, too, with this industry, there's so much added pressure on top of the expectations that you have to be this artist, to keep and sustain this image that you've created. And the fact that Kanye reached the levels that he did in his career.
Now, Gucci said something about being on the medication doesn't make him as prolific.
Right.
And that he's not as, like, creative. He's not in the studio hours and hours pushing out records.
Because it's like a sedation in a way.
Right. Now, he said he likes it. He's fine with it because he's a family man and enjoys being with his family. Mm-hmm. Kanye's response to it was like, he don't like that.
Right. So he fights against it. He's the opposite.
And I know people that are on medications like that who say that it makes them feel drowsy, like they don't want to do anything. They don't feel like they have any energy, both mentally and physically, to do anything. So I don't know. I guess it's about finding the right balance or what you're willing to do in order to keep your mind healthy versus just free ball.
Right. And surrounding yourself around the right people and support system, because I think that's the biggest thing right there. If you don't have the right support system in private, once you step out into that public life,
absolutely,
ain't no telling what is going to happen. Because even from a journalistic and media standpoint, we're there to do a job. We ain't asking about your mental health, unfortunately. We don't care what episode you went through.
Media's reporting on what it is that you're doing, not why you're doing it. And he has said before that, you know, he would just prefer to, like, be on it for a certain amount of time and then come off so that he can go crazy creatively. But the problem with that is once you're spiraling, how or who can bring you back?
Right.
To say, hey, today you need to pop this pill.
Right.
Because if you're already spiraling, I don't care.
Ain't nobody stopping you.
I don't hear.
Right.
So
you fighting everybody around
so
you.
whatever Keyshia's doing. Now, did you see
what Tasha K put up there?
That she's offering some services?
I was just about to get to that.
Okay, just give us the juice, Jordan.
So, allegedly, Tasha K and her team did some research, and they found out that Keyshia Ka'oir is offering some type of consultant services to people, and it's like $550 per session to sit and talk to her. And a lot of people are giving her a lot of flack for it because they like, you are not a licensed therapist. You are not licensed to give anybody any type of medical advice. And I feel people in that. Now, Keyshia, if you want to take it and you want to go on a tour and tell people your experience with it and how and what techniques you're using to help Gucci, that's a whole different thing. But for you to just go and say, oh, I can give you any type of advice and I can tell you how to take care of this person, you can't do that, Keyshia. I'm sorry. As much as I love Keyshia and the brand that she has built and everything that she has done to support Gucci up until this point in his career, you cannot give medical advice, ma'am. You are not medically licensed to do that. So I was a little disappointed to see that. And then it's like people were saying, oh, she's using it as a cash grab, using his downfalls. And I was
should be
like,
getting money.
Yes. And I was like, oh my God, who is really paying her for this?
Right.
Like, it's crazy. So hopefully
she better make sure that's worded more like an advice column.
Yes.
And not like she's a specialist or an expert.
Yeah, because she's not one. So, but y'all go ahead and go grab Gucci's episodes, The Diary of a Recovering Madman. He was, shout out to DBS Sounds because he was at DBS Sounds doing an in-store last night here in Atlanta. So shout out to him on that.